KravMagaTraining.com. In this video, we're going to go over the Cavaliers. Specifically, I want to address the problem of preventing the bad guy taking a knife and switching to their hand after you do the Cavalier while you're trying to do the takeaway. This actually happens a lot in our training center when we pressure test this. When we have our training partner who's playing the role of the bad guy actually resist, not let the takeaway happen. Naturally, they switch hands, and when that happens, it turns into a big clusterfuck. Let me explain what that clusterfuck is. JJ does whatever threat on me. I get into the position, throw my combatives, regardless of whether I'm doing Cavalier 1 or 2, doesn't really matter. I'll do Cavalier number 1. Here's the position I'm talking about. I do the takeaway. I'm trying to do the takeaway, and he brings up the second hand. Now we're wrestling around for this knife. He's got two hands on the knife. I got two hands on the knife, and if I'm not careful, this is the problem. Now we're doing this shit. He's stabbing me. We're fucking around on the ground. This is the clusterfuck that we want to prevent. So no clusterfucking. Let's prevent this. Let me explain what to do here. Okay, so first thing is, number one, the most important thing is you need to maintain the cap, not only for the takeaway, but it prevents the knife switching over to the other hand. So what I mean is, after I do control, counterattacks, get him to the ground, my fingers right here need to be over his fingertips constantly. Anytime I let go of this, boom, there's a problem. So that's principle number one. Not only do you need to do this anyways for the takeaway, this hand cap never comes off. If you don't want that hand switch to happen, keep the hand capped off. So that's number one. Number two is shin placement. You need to cross face their chin. So what I mean is, when I throw him to the ground, I'll place my foot underneath of his neck here. Watch how I drive my shin and my knee in this direction. My goal is to get his chin twisted away from the knife. The more his chin is twisted this direction, the harder it is for him to reach his hand over to the knife. It's more difficult. So that's the second thing I focus on, is a good strong cross face with the shin and the knee, place my weight across. The third thing I focus on is lifting his arm up, trying to get the back of his shoulder off the ground. The reason why is the farther his arm goes up, one, if I lift up on his wrist, it puts more pressure on the wrist lock for the takeaway. But more importantly, it makes it more difficult for his hand to get onto here, because the more he's flat on his back, or even worse, the more he rolls this direction, the more reach he has. So if I take the back of the shoulder, lift it up off the ground, so notice how he loses reach. So in combination with the crossface and lifting up, he loses that reach. And the fourth detail I focus on, watch which way I turn his hand. I turn it away from his head, off at an angle like this. So now if he tries to reach for the knife, he can't switch hands unless he grabs the actual blade, for one, which is going to cut up his own hand. If I turn it this way, notice that he can go fingertips to fingertips and dig it out. So if I twist it this way, he can only grab the blade, not the handle. And also, the further it goes this way, the further it goes away from his body. So in combination with that crossface, did I reach, JJ? It's not happening. Now, there's the takeaway. So those are the four principles. So I will recap. One, always maintain the cap. Very, very important. As soon as you let go of this, you will have a problem. He will switch hands on you if you're struggling in a match. Exactly. Two, nice strong crossface. Get their chin with your shin and knee twisted the opposite direction with a good crossface. Three, lift up on the hand. And four, twist the hand and keep pulling in this direction away from the other hand. If you do all these things, not only will it make the takeaway a lot stronger, it will prevent the hand switch, and it will prevent the clusterfuck that I was talking about. All right, thanks, JJ. So, if you have not tried this drill before, have your partner go on the ground and have them try to switch hands, have them resist, have them struggle a little bit, and integrate these four things. If you do, you will maintain control of the attacker, you'll maintain control of the knife, and you'll be able to do the takeaway. All right, so train hard, guys. Don't get a clusterfuck.